As a teacher, I wonder about the different challenges I face every day in the classroom, such as when I look at my students, how do I reach them as individuals, as well as in my daily lesson plans, how do I account for their different abilities, as well as their needs, and in some cases, disabilities? Because 13% of the K-12 population has some sort of disability or IEP. And then I look at the reading test scores in our nation. The National Assessment of Educational Progress showed that 63% of students are performing at or below basic in reading. How do I balance those as a teacher in order to create students who are able to meet the Common Core state standards, as well as my own goals and objectives as a teacher? But at the same time, I remember that complex text, which Common Core state standards call for, doesn't have to be just written language. It can also be videos, the images, sounds, podcasts, games that they encounter on the internet. It can also be hypertext on the internet, as well as TV shows, movies or videos that they watch, and ads that they see on TV. As a teacher, how do I account for these different demands? Well, I turn to multimodal texts in the classroom. Multimodal texts can be a lot of different types of text that are put together in different ways to create new meanings, such as drawing, sound, hypertext, dance, even gestures can be a text. Videos that they see, these are all necessary in order for students to be successful in political and civic life, social life, as well as their work and career. And as well, they need that in order to share the knowledge that they have. In the classroom, kids need to be able to have a chance to wrestle with complex text, which again is more than just writing. All these different modes or types of text help students and support them with universal design for learning. Complex text is useful because it challenges kids, but at the same time, students need support in order to be successful with it. Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, tells us to use multimodal texts in order to reach more students. In the end, this should help students comprehend more and reach more kids with our teaching, because language really only tells part of the story. Not only should students be able to read multimodal texts, they should also be able to express themselves using multimodal texts. Having kids choose an audience and a mode that best reaches that audience is essential, because it allows kids to express new understandings that they couldn't with just written text. And as teachers, it shows us more of what they know. In the end, it helps more kids express themselves in more different ways, which also helps meet UDL and supports not only students with disabilities, but any students across the curriculum. In the end, instructing with multimodal texts isn't the only thing that we need to do. We also need to assess with multimodal texts and have students create multimodal texts in our assessments, because we should assess like we teach. And our tests should reflect our values as educators and the different goals we have for our students, such as kids today need to be able to read and create more than just written language. in order to be successful in their political, social, and their career lives later in life. Universal design for learning allows all students an opportunity to show everything they know without anything standing in their way, which is one of the reasons why multimodal texts and the creation of multimodal text helps all students in order to balance that need for students to reach the Common Core state standards, as well as our own goals and objectives as teachers, and close the achievement gap so that more students are meeting and exceeding standards on our national tests.